Talk about the brothers that did it well. Black man,
What's up, bro?
I'm good. How you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Good, 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 good. The numbers are climbing. People,
Yeah. Good people. They waking up.
they're waking up. It's like a line that's been around the building.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like
it's
lines,
a line that's been around the building.
man.
Everybody is showing up saying good morning, ready to drink their first drink in the morning.
They know the rules. They know the
What's
rules.
up, man? F did it. He's good morning, King. Good morning, my guy. Epps, do you want to bet which cup Leroy has this morning? Do you
I
want to
ain't got.
you want to you want to bet which cup?
I don't have a cup this morning.
You don't have a cup
I
this morning?
I just finished drinking my water, and I threw the container away in my recycle bag.
Oh,
So
so
I
you
ain't gonna. Yeah. Yep. So
okay?
I'm trying to do right. I'm tired of Coach Marcy beating up on me, drink more water. She up in here. She up in here.
Up in here.
you know.
Yes. Let me make sure that tell everybody to get in this room. Waking up to Good Morning Podcast in your cup. grown man, grown man podcast in your cup. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Good stuff to get you going.
Leroy has um while we are laughing about it, Leroy has a vice, but you know, he's working through it. And the more
You trying to say I need grace?
the more I'm trying to say you need a meeting. You need a meeting. Coach, what's happening, man?
Coach on here, what's going on, Coach?
Coach is on here. Tramel is on here. Lala's on here. Ronnie, it looks like Ronnie is on here. What's up,
Oh,
Ronnie?
good people.
What's up,
Oh, we
man?
got the whole family here.
Family here. And this is what I really love for real. Some of y'all, what is this?
You got a TV on or something, bro? You got
Nah, I
a.
got my phone is on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, what I love, and don't get mad at me, y'all. Those of you that are brothers, you'll understand this. The real goal of the Grown Man Podcast is to make sure that we get a chance to talk to a larger audience about uh, issues and topics through the lens of a black male.
Come on.
That is what we do. Now, if you are a black male who watches the Grown Man Podcast, but you are not inside the Remand community, I need you to go to www.remand.community. www.remand.community. It is, when I tell you, Leroy, today, man, I'm so inspired to do more and add value to the brothers that are inside the community, right? And provide opportunities for them to grow and grow their businesses, grow their families, grow their individual lives, and you know how we do it, man. I fundamentally believe that you can have all that at the same time. I don't think you have to have one and miss the other two. I don't think you have to have two and miss the other one. Like, you can literally have and run a phenomenal business and at the same time have a great family and at the same time have a great personal life, right? My wife is here. She will tell you I don't always get that right, because and that's a part of what we do too, Leroy, right? We are very transparent here. Like, I don't want to just kind of put up this image like I have mastered that small intersection yet. There are times that I'm tremendously out of balance, right? It's more business because the business is growing, it's developing, it's doing more things. So I'm having to do that. And sometimes my wife looks at me cross-eyed, like I don't even know who you are anymore. Right?
Who
Uh,
are you and who sent you?
who are you and who sent you? Right? She's been great. She gets frustrated every now and then, but she's been great. Kokima Parker, what's happening, Coco? Good to see you. And then also, can look, I know the answer to this, Leroy, but let me ask you anyway. Can I be completely honest here?
Why do people say that?
I,
No,
I,
you can't be. I want you to
they say
tell me a lie. Tell a lie.
they
Tell
say
a
it
lie.
because they lie. The majority of what they say is
They
a
about to tell a lie.
so I ask brothers that all the time. And when they
Mhm.
say honestly, I said, okay, whoa. So now you're getting ready to start being like, what were you before? Like
Right.
if you weren't honest before, let me know that. I'll know how to proceed, right? Um, but the other thing that brothers have to learn is that, like, I have in these, like, I'm 54, you're 60. At 54, right? At 50, Leroy, listen, man, at 54 years old, I like alone time too,
Absolutely.
right? So um finding that space and the uncomfortable journey to get there, right? Which is what we're going to talk about today, a little bit of what we kind of left off. Why did we have to stop so soon yesterday, Leroy? Because we had to stop sooner than we normally would. Can you explain to the people, while I just do some housekeeping stuff, why we had to end so abruptly yesterday? Literally abruptly. Leroy, you
Every Monday morning at 11 o'clock, I have an appointment on LinkedIn, a podcast that I do, the Authors Network podcast that I do, that I co-host.
yeah.
I'm not giving it up. I can't give it. So it is a part of my routine. What I do, just like I do here, is give knowledge, information, and resources along with the host of the show, Mr. Dominique Edmonds, great brother
Okay.
too, that has a passion for authors, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, teachers that are, to be able to equip them with the tools that they need in order to be able to be the phenomenal writers and authors that we want them to be. So I'm there every Monday at 11 o'clock, and I can't be late, especially on the week, on the Mondays I'm leading the session. So it's like I gotta go. But
Yeah,
every Monday
yeah. I'm offended.
I am there from
Yeah, I'm
11 to
offended.
12.
I'm
How
listen.
you offended?
I'm offended.
That offends you that other
It-
people have knowledge and information that they need, that they want? Okay. Oh, now we being selfish, huh?
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
it's 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 offensive to me. Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, listen, this is gonna sound real soft. Hey, Leroy,
He's sensitive. He's sensitive, y'all. He's showing his sensitive
a
side
real,
this morning.
it's a real sensitive moment for your boy right now. I feel a tear. I feel a tear. I we find these relationships, right? Relationships that we've always wanted and have
Mhm,
never been able to have or create.
mhm.
And I like this relationship that we share. Hey, y'all, I'm all man. Listen, let me, because you know, in today's streets, you gotta have some caveats. So let me tell y'all this. I love this brother. I learned this from my boy in Delaware, Chris Curry. He said this to me one day. He said, Donald, I love you as much as a man can love another man and still be a man. Right? I love Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. as much as a man can love a man, another man, and still be a man. Like
I
I'm
like
a man
that.
all
I
day.
like that, man. I love
This
that,
this
bro.
relationship that I have, this brotherhood that I share with him, um, is special to me, right? He is my older brother. He is literally he is literally my older brother. And I'm gonna tell him a secret that he don't even know. There are days um, that I'll disagree with him just so we can fight. I never had that growing up. I never had a brother. I never had a brother in my life that I could argue with, fuss with about sports, about politics, about whatever it is. So I wait to see what his side is. I'm gonna take the antagonistic side. I'm gonna take the other side, and I'm gonna argue my side well. He's gonna argue his side well. I'll call him later on and say, "Hey man, I actually agree."
Even
Right,
if he did, he know he did wrong.
right. But it's been absolutely amazing to be in brotherhood. Lala said I had to learn and accept that I need alone time. That it's nothing like it doesn't mean that I don't want to spend time with my wife, my lady. I
Yep,
love spending time with her. We love
doesn't
watching.
mean that at
It
all.
doesn't mean that. It just means I gotta have space for me uh,
Yep.
to deal with Donald. And sometimes it may mean, because I know my wife loves certain kinds of movies and certain kind of shows. And I'll sit and I'll watch it with her and I'll get into it. Last night we were watching something. She said, I'm gonna need you to learn the names because you tired of you asking me who that. like like I
Marla, you gonna force him to learn the names too?
yeah,
He
yeah,
do. He, all right, okay. No. All right, I got your back, bro. I got your back today. All
yeah.
right, that's cool. She wants you to learn the names,
Learn
right?
all the players.
Yep. In football, next football season, by the time football season starts next year, I want you to know all the names of the Atlanta Falcons and do I say the Detroit Eagles and the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's
If
right.
you want him to learn the names in the movies, you gotta learn the names of the
Look,
football
look, look,
players.
look, Leroy. Look what she said.
No, yeah. We can play that game too. Two can play that game. Wasn't that a movie? Two can play that game.
Leroy, look. Happy, my friend. Good to see you. All the way from Ghana.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, that is my friend. Good
Oh,
to see
that's
you.
awesome.
Thank you so much for tuning
Not
in.
the grown man. The grown man podcast is international.
Yes, man. It's international, bro.
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Frederick
awesome, man.
Gordon. What's up, black man? Good to see you. Blessings to
I'm
you as
I'm
well.
loving this. I'm
Thank you for
loving this,
hanging out.
bro.
Yeah, man, this must be this is a special day.
Yeah, the
Look,
word is getting out.
I want to laugh. Now she now it's humorous that look who has showed up, Leroy. That's my dude. This is my partner in crime, Keith Lewis. And I tell you, that dude is hilarious. The posts that he posts inside the other communities that we're in. Yeah, we've had our coffee. Leroy had a little something in his coffee. He said he had water this morning. This is not a brother on today's podcast that has had water. He hasn't had water. He had something that looks like water, but if you smell that cup, if you smell that cup,
he said, "You done it again, Lord. You done it again."
Oh my God. Yes. Good morning, people. Now we're gonna stay on task today. Here's how. This is why. Because any moment Crystal's gonna come on and she's gonna say, "Are the hoodies up yet?"
Right.
Why aren't the hoodies up? That's Crystal's job. Look, there she go.
That boy, you done choked up. You done choked up, bro. You choked up. She has perfect timing. Crystal has. We did not plan this. She has perfect timing.
So Leroy, get into your segment because I don't feel like dealing with Crystal. Get into your segment about what we are dealing with today, so that we can put the hoodies up at exactly 10:30, so that Crystal can. She must be the producer of the show.
I think she is. I think secretly she is. I think she is, bro. I think she is.
Oh man. So what we dealing with today, bro?
Bro, I think y'all gonna like this one today because I'm thinking about this, but last night and this week I wanted to emphasize because y'all know we didn't even say it. This is the Blackity Black month of the Grown Man podcast.
It is not Black History Month, gentlemen.
Yeah, it is not Black History Month.
This is Blackity Black.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about Black Wall Street. And then you and I, we've talked about the dollar. Wait till I tell you this, bro. You're gonna love this, but I'm gonna say that for the end. But for those that aren't familiar about Black Wall Street and what it is, what is Black Wall Street? I keep hearing about this Black Wall Street thing. What are y'all talking about? Well, it's a community. Was a black community in Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma is the area where it is. I know Chris, Marlon's probably familiar with the area and also with this story. But during the early 20th century, the district earned the nickname due to the economic success and flourishing businesses within the community. That's where it comes from. It was comparable to Wall Street. That's why I got the name Black Wall Street. But here it is. The early 1900s, despite racial segregation and discrimination prevalent during that time, Greenwood thrived as a self-sufficient and prosperous African-American community. It became a hub for Black-owned businesses, including banks, theaters, hotels, various enterprises. The area was known for its economic vitality, cultural richness, and a strong sense of community. The significance of Black Wall Street lies in its economic resilience and the demonstration of the potential for African American businesses to thrive independently. The success of Greenwood challenged racial stereotypes and showcased the capacity of the Black community to build and sustain wealth. Unfortunately, the prosperity was short-lived. In 1921, Tulsa race riot massacre devastated Black Wall Street. A racially motivated attack led to the destruction of the thriving community, resulting in the loss of lives, homes, and businesses. The event had a profound impact on the African American community, and it took decades for the area to recover. It never really recovered, if you ask me. It just never recovered from that, never flourished again like that. Black Wall Street stands as a symbol of both the resilience and challenges faced by African Americans in their pursuit of economic success and community development. Understanding its history is crucial in approaching the struggles and triumphs of Black entrepreneurship resilience in the face of adversity. Check this out. There was 600 businesses in this area, y'all. I want y'all to grasp this. 600 businesses. There were 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private planes, a hospital, a bank, a post office, a school system, libraries, law offices, and a bus system. Here's the part I know you're gonna like that we talked about. And I had to look this up. I asked the question, how many days did the dollar circulate
Bruh.
within Black Wall Street? You want to take a guess how many days?
uh 30.
You close.
Okay.
36 to 100 days.
Wow.
And
And I was going to ask you. Go ahead.
here's why it's circulated like
That's
that.
exactly
Because
what I was going to
check
ask.
this out. Yeah, the black people that lived in Greenwood, they worked in the city for the white businesses. Couldn't spend their money in the white businesses, so where were they putting their money?
Yeah.
In their own businesses. So as a result of that, the money was being spent in our communities. And that's how it became as economically strong and financially sound as it was until they got jealous and said, "Oh, we can't have this." They and my mom and I were talking about this the other day. They tell us to go and do for ourselves, but then when we do for ourselves
Yeah.
and are successful at it, they
Yeah.
get mad because we are successful at it
Yeah.
and did what we do, which
Yeah.
is succeed at
Yeah.
at everything that we do,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. Yeah. 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 So the idea, Leroy, and I'd like to, in a moment, in about 8 minutes, we'll put the hoodies up, and I'd like to continue this conversation.
Hmm.
Right? Look what
I'm
Chris.
sorry, Krista. I'm
Kristen
sorry,
said, "No
Krista.
rush, Leroy.
Yeah,
Slow down, bro." Like,
yeah.
um, Lala has a lot. Lala, Marla's brother. Uh,
Hmm.
I have. That's another brother that I just genuinely love. Right. I think Lala has to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he works for the fire department, right,
Okay.
in Tulsa, but is also like the community engagement officer for
Oh,
the
okay.
fire
Okay.
department. And when the first time that I visited Tulsa with Marla, just to meet her mom and meet her family, um, he took me to Greenwood,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Okay.
And there's a museum there,
Yeah.
bro, where you can literally, like, one of the highlights of it is sitting in a barber chair in front of a mirror where they actually are cutting your hair. Like it's this human person, this AI person actually cutting your hair. It's your hair is not
Wow.
cut, right? But the imagery of having a conversation in Greenwood in the barbershop on Black
Wow.
Wall Street, and they're literally cutting your hair, right? It's such a phenomenal experience to go through. And I don't really remember how long it took us from beginning to end to go through the museum.
Hmm.
But as much as I clown Tulsa, and I do every time I get a chance, I clown Tulsa because when you're riding down the street and you're seeing uh, cows crossings, right? and the cows are looking at you like, I'm gonna take my time.
I ain't in a rush. I
like,
am not in a rush.
like what?
Like King Jeffrey Jefferson said, let them wait.
Sire, the people are waiting. Let them wait. I'm talking with my son. Right. Let's put the hoodies up, man. Let's work, because there's some things I really want to dive into. Today's conversation is about becoming uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. Like all of the people that we have mentioned so far, and even the story. I love this story that you talked about today. When I met Marla was not the first one that actually introduced me to Black Wall Street. It's the first time that I'd ever actually been there. But the first time I heard about it was through a brother named Ron Handy. Ron Handy is a sort of historian on Black Wall Street, right? So he would always talk to me about Black Wall Street, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I had not, because they don't teach us these things.
Not at all.
So they don't teach us these things in school. So Leroy, what I'd like to really discuss and talk about is surviving all of the pain. And I don't want to talk about the pain of the dismantling of Black Wall Street. I want to discover and talk about the pain that you and I may never know. We don't know. We weren't there. You're old enough to have been there. I'm not old enough to have been there during that time, right? But we talk about the dismantling of Black Wall Street, but we don't talk about the pain and discomfort of actually establishing it, because you have to imagine, bruh, that it doesn't take, like, it's not easy to develop businesses in that area, to create this cohesion among businesses, to get everybody to work together. I hate the narrative when we talk about, and I'm going somewhere with this, y'all, just kind of hang out with me. I hate the narrative that every other people group other than Black people get along with working together. That's not true. That's not true. It's not true that all white people get along working together. It's not true that all Jewish people get along working together. It's not true that Black people are the only people that don't always get along working together. Leroy, what are some of the uncomfortable moments? Use your imagination for a moment. I don't know that history even captures this, right? But use your imagination for a moment. And let's talk about some of the things that may have been barriers, even intellectual barriers, emotional barriers, financial barriers. What are some of the things that may have been challenges in even establishing such a phenomenal culture? Nobody wakes up one day and says, "Hey, we got the new Black Wall Street." That ain't the way it happened. There's a lot of uncomfortable moments, arguments, challenges, and the reason why I want to highlight that is because the reason why we have not seen it since is because we can't handle the pain of the creation of it.
Ooh, bro.
Leroy,
You just say that again, bro. Ooh, you just said something right there.
Manage and handle the pain of the creation of something like that, right? So when things get difficult, when things get challenging, when arguments erupt, when you're not liked for a decision, we just take our ball and go home. Like, I'm good. I ain't got to do this. But when you understand that the only way to create something great like that is to be able to manage the discomfort, the pain that comes along with the creation, then you'll hang in there long term. Can we talk about that a bit?
Bruh, I don't think you realize what you just said, bruh. And it's the difference between that generation
Yeah.
and this 21st century generation. They don't they don't understand what it takes to get to that. It took, yeah, they did it out of necessity. Black Wall
Yeah.
Street was built out of necessity.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they wanted to spend
Yeah.
their money
Yeah.
elsewhere, but they said no, we don't want your money.
Yeah.
And dealing with one, that pain of people treating you inhumanely
Mm.
was put to me, was part of that pain. But here's the thing about us as a people, bruh. And what I love about our people, we are still such a loving people.
We are.
We have learned to get to endure
We have.
and to succeed despite
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
As one of my friends, she and I, we had these wonderful conversations. Her name is Kimberly Arrington. I love her to pieces.
Yeah.
But she said this thing one time, and we got into this conversation talking about it's in our DNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
That resiliency that Black Wall Street had, it's in our worship
Yeah.
mindset. It's in our DNA, y'all. To do what Black Wall Street has done, that's our DNA.
Yeah.
That's in us. And here's how I know that it is such a powerful thing, is they are doing everything that they can to keep us from still to this day regaining that. And I don't know if you know this, for 50 years, and Marla might be able to speak on this too, you could not talk about the Black Wall Street massacre in that area.
It,
It was it You could not talk about it. Wasn't taught. There was, if you said anything, even the families, if you
wow.
talked about it, something was going to happen to you.
Hey Keith, while Leroy is while Keith Lewis was there, he is no longer there. He is with his
Okay.
fiance now in New York, I believe.
Hmm.
But he used to live in that area. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Lala can speak to it. Keith can speak to it. Keith, I don't know whether you are camera ready, bruh. I don't know whether you need to do your hair or anything like that. But bruh, I want to welcome you to the stage. I'll send you the link if you're willing to come on. Because I think like 50 years, he said that is so true. For 50 years, you can't speak about a thing.
Yep.
Right? Now we're talking about Black History, y'all. This is not Black History Month. Black History Month is every month. Well, Donald, what is it? It's Blackity Black History Month.
I'm Black 365. I don't know about you.
we talking about all things chocolate, all things blackness. It's the Grown Man Podcast. We talking about grown man stuff, right? So there are two ways to be able to take what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Keith said I'm at work, not supposed to be listening right now. Oh, I get it, man. I get it. Put your hood over like this. Hello. Thank you, bro. Thank you for
absolutely, bro.
And thank you for your input. Because like I don't pretend to know it. There's so many people. It's crazy, Leroy. Like you and I have been to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on a continent, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And it always amazes me. This is kind of chasing a rabbit, but not really. It always amazes me how many people have so much to say about Africa and ain't never been there.
Yep.
Right? Like, so so I respect the Keith Lewises of the world. I respect the Marla Mortons of the world who actually lived there.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I pay homage to them when I want to know something that has happened. When you like, I didn't live during that time, and I certainly didn't live during the area. So when you said 50 years, couldn't even talk about it. Here's what I want to draw from that, if you don't mind, right? I'd like to draw two things from it, and I want you to tell me which one you believe is more true. Both of them can be true. I want to know which one is more true. When you've been silenced for that length of time about something that is so important, two things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
One is you can almost retrain yourself to think that it never happened. Like,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I can't talk about it. So I'm gonna convince myself that it really never took place. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's one area or one way you can look at it. Here's the second way that you can look at it. I want to know which one is the one you say might be the case. I think I know, but I want to know which one you say. The second way to look at it is to say, you held me silent for 50 years. Every time I get a chance, I'm going to open my mouth and or I'm going to do something to recreate what it is our forefathers and ancestors were able to enjoy. And even if I don't go back to Tulsa to do it, like Keith, right? Like Lala, we one day her mom said, see y'all if y'all move back to Tulsa. I got in the car like, no ma'am. No ma'am, Lala. We're not going back to Tulsa. Now, if something ever like I would do whatever I got to do, right? If something happened with Lala's mom, I love Lala's mom. If something ever happened where we needed to go, of course, right? But as soon as she's healed, as soon as she's healed, I'm, I'm putting my key in the car and I'm on my way back to Georgia. Leroy, which one do you see? How have we responded to that 50 years where we couldn't say anything about Black Wall Street? What has our response been, and what should our response be?
Well, I think it's been both. To be honest with you, I think there were some that took the mindset that they were forced to say, kind of say it never happened because it wasn't talked about. They weren't told about it, you know, and it wasn't. It's something that was going to be taught in the schools
Yeah.
or anything like that. So you have some that say, well, I don't know anything about it. I don't hear about it. So if I didn't know about it, didn't hear about it, then did it truly exist? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and you have those now who have learned the history. It's like, yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think we're finding out a lot of things in history that we did not know,
Yes, sir.
and people are starting to tell the stories,
Yes, sir.
telling the story of Katherine Johnson, who is responsible for putting man on the moon.
Yes, sir.
Talking about Chevalier, Jordan St. George. I know you love classical music, and I was
Yes.
telling you about his story.
Yes.
That we didn't know his music being purposely destroyed.
Yes.
And this is the man that was that was a, I don't know if he taught him or if he was taught by him, if he was a mentor or mentee of Mozart and
Wow.
and, and music. But his music that he created was destroyed because they didn't want people to know who this great man was. He was a master violinist, a master fencer, a master composer. These are things that if we had learned about, just as if we had learned about Black Wall Street, man, you'd have some people walking around with their chest stuck out.
So let me ask you
We
this, Leroy. So when you say it could not be spoken of, Lala just said definitely never taught in schools,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She went to, I think Lala went to a magnet school, bougie, bougie, intellectual. She didn't
I
go to
I
school.
got your back, Marla. That's
She didn't go
right.
to school with
Yeah,
the
she
rest of
went to a
the
magnet
kids.
school.
then go to the rest of the peasants, the unlearned. She went to school with the learned, right? She's very, very smart.
Mhm.
Um, as a people, it has been our own safeguard. We've been able to safeguard our history through oral traditions, like so we'll
Right.
pass it down orally. So
Right. Correct.
wondering
Yeah.
whether or not when you say we couldn't even talk about it for 50 years, is that a specific group of people we couldn't talk about it with? Could we still share it as a part of our oral history behind the scenes? How did all of that play out?
Well, the way that it played out from the documentary that I watched, and I've seen the there were three survivors left of the actual Black Wall Street because they were very young at the time. And I think two of them just passed, if I'm not mistaken. Molly, you can correct me on this, but I
I
think
did
there's
see that. I did see
yeah, I
that.
think there's one. I think the lady, the woman, she's still alive. I think
Yeah.
she's still here, and she's like 107, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. But
Okay.
she's up there. She was one of it's the very last survivors, known survivors of Black Wall Street, and they talked about nobody could talk about that. So it wasn't even talked about in the families. It was almost like that's not what we don't talk about that around here
She
because
said
it can
only
get
one
you in
left.
it can get you in trouble.
Lala said only one left.
Yeah. I believe she's the only one that's left from there. And do you believe that they still to the last one, they're still fighting to get reparations for those three people that were left here, and they won't do
Wow.
it. And they won't do it.
And you and I have talked about reparations on this very show, right?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yep.
For that kind of person that has been genuinely impacted.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. That woman, her family, for the 50 years of silence, we can't even speak about something so traumatic. Yeah, run me my coins.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask this, and I'm interested to see what Lala would say. I'm interested to see what Keith would say if he's still available, just to kind of type. I think sometimes what we don't recognize, bruh, that I'm beginning to recognize more and more, is that trauma is passed down on a cellular level.
Yeah.
So we would think that, if the trauma of our people in Tulsa, that generations beyond that, they should be good. We haven't been able to talk about it, but trauma is passed down at a deeply spiritual, soulish,
Yep.
cellular level, right? And so could it be, I'm just asking the question, Leroy, could it be that one of the reasons why we have not been able to see such a significant collective effort again is because of the trauma that has been passed down at a deeply cellular level? Could that be? I'm not saying it is.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's a very that's a very significant part of it, because you said the statement that we don't want that trauma. We don't want
Yeah.
what they went through.
Yeah.
We aren't willing to pay that cost.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time. We are this 21st century Black folk
Yeah.
are not willing to pay that cost. They're not willing to be the Medgar Evers. They're not willing to be the Fred Hamptons. They're not willing to be the Malcolm X's and the Dr. Kings.
Yeah.
Because it cost them their lives.
Yeah.
What they believed in, what those folks in Tulsa believed in themselves. And hey, despite y'all not wanting our money, that's cool. Y'all don't want our money. We'll spend our money with each other.
Yeah.
But then to get jealous of that success and say, yeah, we're gonna find a way to be able to destroy what it is that you've built and make sure that you never build it again.
Yeah.
And that was, to me, that trauma is nothing new. It's nothing more than what happened to us when we got over here on the slave ships and at those slave plantations or whatever, they would tie a brother up by his arms and his legs, put a
Yeah.
horse on each leg and
Wow.
each arm,
And tell the horses to run in opposite direction.
and opposite direction and snatch them apart. Or here's one that's even more. I mean, all of it is grueling and just crazy when you think about it. Taken a woman, a pregnant woman who is pregnant, bringing her to the middle of the whatever, and cutting the baby out.
Mm.
That's the trauma, bruh.
That's the trauma.
That's the trauma that we deal with, and that's been inflicted in us, so that we do remember. It's intentional, so
Yeah.
that we do remember it, and we
Yeah.
do say, you know what? Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that for me. As I saw the comedian, what's his name? I think what's his first name? Spears, or is it Ari Spears? I think is his name, the comedian.
I think I remember that name.
Yeah,
Spears. Spears.
But he was talking about Cat. Yeah,
Okay.
he was talking about Cat Williams, and Cat Williams, talking about the comedians were out there, and he was like defending the comedians, and he was like, we got to feed our families, and we got to do this, do that. He's like, well, why didn't Cat Williams go after the people that were the puppet masters, if you will, the people that were, but not go after no, all of them, because you can't do yourself, sell your soul, because you don't want to have to go through the old, Lord forbid that you have to stand up for yourself and be willing to sacrifice. I might not make as much money as the next person.
Yes.
Because I stood on my morals. I stood on my personal value system that I have. And I'm willing to stand up for it, even if it means I've got to have certain trauma in my life.
Yeah.
Because I understand that there is trauma that comes with that.
Yeah.
And it's a part of the deal.
Here's what Tramiel says: over in the islands, they would take the strongest man out of the group and rape him in front of everyone.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
So this is why this is so important for me today, Leroy. For those of you that are watching, thank you for tuning in. Make sure, if you have not gotten your copy of the Remand book, do so. If you are not a part of Your Man and you're not a part of the Remand community, we need you to be a part of the Remand community. And visit the website weareremand.com. Leroy, here's why it becomes significant to me.
Mm.
My daughter is here. She Gary messed me up. She got my mom's picture up as her profile. That's my baby. Where did this topic come from? It came from you talking about Black Wall Street. We're talking about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because as business owners, as entrepreneurs, particularly Black business owners and entrepreneurs, what we don't realize is that much of what has served as barriers to our own success is not our inability to learn. It's not the lack of strategy. It's not the lack of systems. It's not the lack of any of those things. What has caused us the most difficult challenge in our lives and businesses is the trauma that we've experienced as a people, that has been passed down on a cellular level to each of us. And it is that, unless we are willing to heal, interrupt that pattern, that cycle, develop new mindsets about it, unless we're willing to do that, then we will continue to think that it's what some people call learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is not an innate helplessness. We're not helpless as a people. We're the most brilliant, resilient people on the planet. So why aren't we succeeding at the level that we really should be or could be? It's because we've not broken the chains that still exist mentally, spiritually. And We're more educated than we've ever been. We've got more degrees. My daughter has a double master's degree, right? She's incredibly educated. It's not that we're not educated. It's not that opportunities don't exist. Not any of that. If you take an elephant, Leroy, when that elephant is a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and you chain that elephant because it's powerless at that point, right? You chain that element to a stake, right? And you allow that elephant to grow up connected to that stake, right? When you remove that stake, when the elephant is full grown, and you remove that stake, or you keep that stake attached to the elephant is large enough to
To
pull the
break it.
stake. The stake can't handle the elephant, but the mind of the elephant is still connected, right? All it remembers is the tug and the challenge and the failures of trying to pull the stake up in times past. Um, oh yeah, absolutely. So at the end of the day, we've got to learn as a people, as a collective, right? To do what I know they had to do as proprietors of business in the in Black Wall Street, and that is go against the grain, be uncomfortable, endure the arguments, endure the disagreements, endure all of the what you talked about yesterday, the noise, all the buzz that happens around you. You can't do it. You can never make it happen. You'll be back. I'm sure. I'm sure all the white folks say you'll be back. That's what my man said on. That's what my man said on Color Purple. You'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Suge got talent. And old girl said, "I'm doing this to some of y'all right now." Right? I may be black, I may be ugly, but dear God, I'm here.
I'm still here.
I'm I'm still I'm still here. And so what I'm asking us to consider as a question, right, is how far are you willing to go? And this is something that I'm studying right now as a part of the Remand Project, Leroy. How much are you willing to suffer
Mm.
for the outcome that you want?
They don't get what you just said, bro. And here's my thing about all of this. And you talk about the significance of the 50 years and the silence of the 50 years. And it builds to that mentality, that elephant example that you just gave. If I'm teaching
Yes.
and not saying anything about it, I'm teaching you that's the aspect that you, one, we don't have to admit it. And understand, people, this is why there's such a fight to keep books and
Yeah.
education
Yeah.
out of it. This is what you get.
Yeah.
That's that 50 years of silence.
Yeah.
That's why they want it silent.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Now, I have an acronym for boss. You know, you hear people talking about I'm a boss. You know, well, the ladies, but here's the thing of being a boss, y'all.
Yeah.
If you want to call yourself a boss, and this is goes to what they did in Tulsa. A boss is someone who builds, who is organized, who shifts, and that last S is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Are you are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to pay the cost of what it's going to cost you? Because it's going to cost you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is going to cost you to be an entrepreneur. It's going to cost you to be black
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
in this country.
Yeah. It's gonna cost you.
It is going to cost you. Some people are not willing to pay that cost. They're not willing to. Oh, hey, we just got to go. They're looking to be the Steven.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Django.
Yeah.
To go along, to get along, do whatever they say. But then you got the Djangos who are like, no, that's not who we are.
Yeah.
You have the right to be who the Nat Turners. I know
Yeah.
they don't like that name. They don't like that
Yeah.
name
I don't like Nat.
breeds
Yeah. Yeah.
that name breeds fear.
Yeah.
No, you ain't gonna give it to me. I'm gonna take it. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I'm gonna take you with
Yeah.
it. but even with Nat Turner, there was a cost. He
Yeah.
knew it was gonna cost him,
Yeah.
but he was willing to say, you know what? For everything that you all are putting us through,
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay that cost if it frees so many. Harriet Tubman. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Harriet. Going back, she didn't have to go back and get nobody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She said, but my family's back there. And she wasn't just talking about her biological
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was talking about her people. My
Yeah.
people back there.
Yeah.
I can't be free unless they free
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a cost.
Yeah.
Each and every time that she went back was a cost she had to pay, because there was a possibility and a chance that somebody was going to rat her out. Somebody was going that she was going to be caught and she
Yeah.
was going to be killed.
Yeah.
We ain't willing to do that these days.
And that's the question. I want to ask. I want to ask, how many of you? She mean that too. She'll cash out you. she mean that for real. She'll cash.
I got a trademark, Crystal. Yeah,
you ain't real. Yeah. That's the way we do business inside. Yeah, my daughter Amber said to me one day, Leroy, when the new logo was revealed.
Oh, okay.
And I was posting it, and she sent me a text. I can't tell y'all how disrespectful my daughter is. Right? Look, Crystal won up. Look, she said, I'm gonna look it up and see.
I know she is. And I know you know exactly where to go to, Crystal.
Oh my God, boy. My daughter said, I forget what name she called me. Hey, if you post that logo one more time without making sure it's protected, it's gonna be me and you. So I had to literally, along the step of the journey. Look, she said, really? It wasn't disrespectful. It was a matter of fact. Look. This is how she talked to me every day, right? We have the single most, I love that girl. We have the single most direct relationship. Like, she gonna speak her mind. She's always done that. I'm gonna speak mine. I've always done that. And we the relationship is just phenomenal. That's my girl.
That's good stuff.
But she said, look, if you post that one more time, it's gonna be me and you. So I had to say, Precious, first of all, I gotta have it in the marketplace to even be recognized of its use, right? So that when it goes through the process, people say, I know that, but this is what you need. Yes, ma'am. So now it's trademarked. It's in the process, right? So I was able to call her and tell her, Precious, the character arc is copyrighted. Nobody can use it. The logo and the name remain is trademarked. Nobody can use it. And she don't say nothing. She gets smart. She just said, thank you. No good. Well, she did say, good, Dad, congratulations. But then she said, thank you. Right. How many of you are willing to suffer? Because I don't want BS, y'all. That's what it's going to take.
Yep, it really is.
And can I offer to y'all that there is a certain sacredness in suffering?
They ain't trying to hear that, bro.
Right? That
they don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that, Leroy. There's a certain
I want the soft life.
I want the soft life. I want this pretty life. And what most people aren't telling you is, for the sake of the collective, it's going to require suffering. You're not going to like everything that happens. And the work that I do is to prepare you to suffer, because suffering builds character.
Yes, sir.
Suffering builds character. There's no way around it. You simply cannot. Yeah, it's going to be necessary. You're going to have to know how to suffer. You're going to have to know how to be authentic and to have a degree of agility, right? The ability to yeah, suffering builds character. You can't build character without it. You can't build character without it.
Yeah, we're not here to tell you that everything is gonna be rosy and hunky dory. We told y'all. We told y'all.
Where is it, Leroy?
The
Where is
the,
it?
the 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 Cotton Candy Podcast is 5 blocks down. Look for the green awning and make a left. Y'all know how we do it. We ain't giving you street names. We gonna tell you go 5 blocks. Ain't that what Ray said in the movie Ray when he had to walk back to the hotel?
Yeah,
She was like, "Let
yeah.
me call your cab. Let me call." He was like, "No." He was like, "I got it." He's like 3 blocks down, make 2 steps, make a left. That's how we do.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do. And this is man, bro. I thank you. This is why this is the real Black history. This is the Black history that they're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
This is the Black history that you're not going to hear about. You're going to hear the "I Have a Dream" speech, and you're going to hear, you may even hear a couple of Malcolm's, speeches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the things we got to talk about, bro, is that "Ballad in the Bullet" speech of his. That's got to be one of the things we do this month.
Yeah,
Dealing with politics.
Okay.
Yeah, the ballot or the bullet. The ballot.
Okay.
Yeah, the ballot or the bullet. One of his best speeches. But talking about Black history, the Black history of these things, talking about Black Wall Street, because some people don't know about Black Wall Street. To this day, still don't know about Black Wall Street. So getting the knowledge, and I love that Marla's on here, that Keith is on here. And the way I learned about it in college, because one of my the house that I lived in, it was like 10 of us that was rented out to us college student. Another is Brother Fred. I'm still friends with him. He to this day he lives in Tulsa, but he was from Tulsa, and he told me about the Black Wall Street. That's where I learned it from. I learned it from him about it, because he's a great historian. He's one of those laid back, chill brothers. Don't let him get to him. He gonna be. But Brother Fred was a wealth of Black knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
And when he talked about Tulsa, growing up there, and the Black Wall Street, bro. Yeah, I listened, and I was just like, man, this is some deep stuff. So, but that's what I love that we bring here, man. That we're not talking about that, all of the Taylor Swift and the Grammys and Jay-Z and his speech. No, that ain't what you gonna get here. I'm sorry, no, you ain't gonna get that.
Although I do think that what Jay said was good. He took moments
for sure
that most wouldn't do, but it's also the power of the fact that he got the paper. Like, what they who gonna cancel him?
Right? Who gonna check me, boo? Ain't that what y'all said? Who gonna check me, boo? And he got receipts, and he know the very people. He knows the people that he was talking about.
Hey, Lala asked, what's Fred's last name?
His name is we call him Fred, but his name is Arvin Autry. Marla. His last name is Autry. Autry is his last name.
Autry. Autry.
Yeah, Arvin. Yeah, Arvin Autry or Fred Autry.
Yeah. Do you know him, Lala?
Because I know it's a small town. So yeah, so
Yeah,
you might be familiar with
yeah,
that family name and everything
yeah,
like that. Because
yeah,
he's his family is well, just done well, and everything like that. So I think they have a pretty good, pretty well good sized name out there in
yeah,
Tulsa. So
yeah.
yeah.
I she said I'll ask my brother.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
You talking about Victor or Chief, babe? Which one you talking about? Victor or Chief? Um, yeah. So no, no, look, y'all. Victor. Okay. Um, this has been such a phenomenal moment for me because what y'all don't know is we are in the process. I don't even know, Leroy, whether I'll tell you off. I'll tell you off air. I'll tell
Mhm.
you off air. Um, I may have told you last night during the meeting. We are in the process of having our curriculum researched.
Correct. Right. Right. Right.
And we went into it one way just to kind of research, right, certain things. And now we are researching the character arc and its impact on Black men. And what we did today was prove exactly what I knew.
Hmm.
And that is this is the brilliance of what you brought today. Y'all, we don't have we got to learn business and we got to learn systems and we got to learn all these different things, right? Like we in order to be successful businessmen, we got to learn business. Let me tell you one of the things I struggle with right now that'll help you guys understand why I'm saying what I'm about to say. Dwight said, I'm definitely catching the replay. Sorry, I had a late call. It's okay, bro. Thank you for hanging out with us,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah, you my guy. Um, the one thing that we cannot escape, and we proved it here today, is that in order for us to advance, in order for us to create a collective, one of the challenges I deal with personally as a business owner is I have a control issue. I need y'all to hear me. I have a control issue. In the back of my mind, I believe there's nobody that can. I know none of y'all ever think this way. I know Leroy don't think this way. I know no other business owner thinks this way.
Bruh.
In the back of my mind, there's nobody that can do it but me. And so what
Yeah.
keeps my business from growing to the level that it needs to grow is because I'm the bottleneck. But the bottleneck is based on a mindset that I have. It's based on a spirit that I have. Believe it or not, it's based on a trauma that I had. Because the last time I entrusted someone, not Leroy, but long before Leroy, I even knew about it, Leroy McKenzie. When I entrusted people, they did me dirty. That trauma has I've carried that trauma into my business. So now I got to know everything that's happening. And I've got to learn now to intentionally disrupt that so that Remain can be the worldwide business. Or is anybody listening to me? I need you to type a one in the chat if you know or at least are willing to identify that one thing or that two things, whatever it is that's keeping you from being the best version of yourself, because only the best version of yourself can run the business. Only the best version of yourself can be the father, the husband. And you got to be willing to dig deep enough in your soul to really figure out, man, what's this about? What's this really about? So I made some decisions just last night and early this morning. I was up, just kind of looking, working through. Leroy, I was up at 1 o'clock in the morning working through the character arc.
Mm. Tell you, bro,
Arc.
that arc, that character arc,
Oh
bro.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's, that's how you deal with the trauma, brothers. Let me tell y'all, the character arc is the problem solver for life, leadership, and legacy.
Absolutely.
It is the problem solver for the
Absolutely.
issues that you hear us talking about here. It is the problem solver for what Black Wall Street went through. It is the problem solver for the different issues that we've brought up here. And when you spend time with it, as Donald just talked about, you discover yourself. You
Yeah.
discover, you become clear. And I've been talking about this all week,
Yes.
bro. Becoming clear.
Yes. Yes.
You get clear, and I can't thank you enough for that personal value system
Yes, sir.
that you forced me to deal with.
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell y'all how to get to it
Yes.
because it's a process. But
Yes.
know that intentionally I sit with those 7 principles that I have now that are part of my personal life and my business life. And every decision that I make has to come through those.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Whatever I'm dealing with. How do I use wisdom? How do I use vision? How do I use my uniqueness? How do I use my commitment, my consistency, my excellence, my accountability? Did you see how I just rolled them off, bro? Did you
Yeah.
see? Did
Yeah,
you see how
bro.
I just rolled them
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
off?
Absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
But that comes from dealing with, bro, from what you were saying you did, like dealing with the art, dealing with that daily. So that it's ingrained in me, so that it becomes what you talk about all the time. It just becomes a part of what I do. It's I forgot what the consciousness
It's my
that you
subconscious reality. Absolutely.
yeah,
It's a matter of my subconscious. It's my it's my unconscious competence.
right, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It's my unconscious competence. I'm competent at a subconscious or unconscious level. Right? And so you gotta the reason why I'm dealing with this, y'all, is as we address black history, I want to take you into the soul of the movement.
mm,
We talk about history as if history can be talked about in a vacuum. There is a soul behind these movements.
yes, sir,
And I don't want just to talk about, Martin King. That's my guy. he, he- he's that dude was brilliant.
yes, sir,
But you know what nobody wants to deal with? He
yep,
also had women on the side.
mm.
That's part of the history, y'all. He's
There,
not
you're
they,
not Martin King,
not,
not
not
Martin
Martin.
King,
Martin was smart.
not Martin.
Yeah,
Don't you
Martin.
dare say that about Martin.
Don't
Don't you talk about my Martin
you talk
like
about
that.
Martin? Right. So we don't want to talk about the fact that Rosa Parks wasn't the first one not to give up her seat.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Right. We don't want to talk. We don't want to talk about the soul of the movement. That the movement was not flawless, and neither was its leaders. What they were committed.
Yes, sir.
Look at what Dwight said. I love that quote, bro. I don't. If that's yours, bruh, that's such a quote. As there are levels, there are also depths.
Yes, sir.
Such a powerful quote. There are levels to it. We talk about there are levels to it, there are depths to it.
To it.
And what I am called to do, everybody else can deal with. Dwight, man, you just did something. Everybody else can deal with the ground up.
Ooh, uh-oh.
My job That's not my job. What I recognize is the real work is from the ground down.
Tell them, bro. Tell them about the building. We see the
Right?
buildings.
You see the building, but what's holding the building up is the
It's what's
stuff you don't
beneath
see. It's
it.
the
You
stuff you
preaching
don't see.
today, bro.
What
Pass
made
the
the
collection
movement
plate.
great was not the stuff you could see. What made the movement great was all of the stuff you can't see. Like I love watching Selma. And one of my favorite parts of the movie Selma, Leroy, was when Martin called Mahalia Jackson.
Yes, he did. Yes, sir. He said,
My,
he said, I need a
I
song.
need a song. In other words, I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
If I don't deal with this trouble in my soul, I'm not gonna make it. So and one of it's also my favorite part because Mahalia's husband just looked at it like this dude need to get his own singer. Like
I'm sure he said that a lot because she was being pulled on not just by Martin, but everybody wanted Mahalia to sing.
Yes. Yes. Right. So it's I'm called to address the unseen things that you don't know are blocking you from $1 million success, from marital bliss, from the sex life you want, from raising champion children. Right? I'm called to help you deal with the soul stuff. Right? Because it's that stuff. I remember years ago, Leroy, my spiritual father sat me down and he said to me, Don, I said, yes, sir. He said, you got so much potential, man. He said, I see so much in you. And I said, thank you. He said, man, that ain't no compliment.
Ain't that how fathers do you, bro?
He set
ain't that how they do you? Give you no kind of credit. You don't have no credit.
I said, Dad, he said, I gotta figure out why you not reaching your potential. I know what's in you. He said, man, I'm frustrated with you, Don. And with tears in my eyes, it was that day that I embarked on a journey to figure out, as educated as I was, all the stuff you can see above ground was in place. But it was the unseen stuff, Leroy, that was kicking my behind.
Ooh. You do. Bro, you just helped somebody right there.
Yeah, man.
You just helped a brother understand that we can and real quick, I was watching a reel. Fantasia was being interviewed, right? Yeah. And the interviewer asked this dumb question. She was like, well, how does it feel to to be this celebrity and have all of this money and this, that, and the other? And Fantasia said, she said, how do you know you got the cars and she's like, how do you I don't that's not what I got. She was like, I've lost it twice. I've lost it twice. She was like, yeah, you see these celebrities out here and they putting on airs and they showing you one thing. She said, but in reality, they broke. She was like, in real life.
Yeah, yes.
They broke.
Yes.
I was like, go ahead, Fantasia, tell the truth.
Yes.
Let these folks know that these folks that 5 blocks down.
Yes.
The green awning, make a left. That's what they're gonna give you. They're gonna give you this false reality, or the cotton candy stuff that will make you feel good. And it's nothing of substance to show you, yeah, it's some trauma. It's some things that if you want what it's going to cost you to have, Black Wall Street, the entertainment industry, All of this, it's going to cost you something. Being an entrepreneur, it's going to cost you something. But the question is, the only question you got to ask yourself and answer yourself today is, are you willing to pay the cost?
Yeah.
That's it. If you're not willing to pay the cost, don't understand. Hey, you can walk away, just like Jesus in the Bible when the dude walked on over and said, "What I need to do to be saved?" He said, "Give away everything you got." Brothers like, deuces, I'm not willing to pay that
I'm
cost.
not willing to pay that cost.
I'm not willing to pay that cost, and you never heard about that brother again.
And so that's the key of that scripture, right? If you want legacy, brother, if you want your name called at tables even long after you gone,
Yep,
there's a price to that.
exactly.
And anyone that tells you there's no price to that, this soft life, this easy life, all you got to do is sit and wait for it to happen, it's just not true.
Yep.
And what I've been most frustrated about, Leroy, as we get ready to take the hoodies down, is that most of the people that are telling people just sit, receive, wait, and see are people that already did the hard work on the front end. They got where they are by doing the hard work so that they could tell you that you don't have to work hard.
Right.
It's disingenuous.
Absolutely.
It's not true. It's not authentic. And I have genuine issues with that. So, listen, we did it. This has been another phenomenal episode of the Grown Man Podcast. Hey, if y'all got anything from this episode, type a 1 in the chat. Type a 1 in the chat. I want to see if this was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
It really was, talking about Black Wall Street.
I like that though, brother. Soul of Black Wall Street, man.
Yeah,
Soul of the movement, man.
yeah.
Nobody see this. See. I told you I ain't trying to blow your head up any bigger than it already is. But this is why this dude is my dude right here, because he's gonna go deeper than that surface level stuff.
Yeah.
When the Titanic sank, it wasn't what they saw above ground that sank
right.
that big ship.
That's right, bro.
It was that big iceberg that was below that they didn't see.
That is right.
That tore that ship up and caused it to sink.
Absolutely right, bro. 100%. 100%. So look, we got ones, man. Lala, Marla Michelle Morton says 1. Crystal Fendi Styles Clark says 1. Tremel Epps says 1. Dwight Robinson says 1. Keith Lewis said, great episode, my brothers. And he says 1. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. You know what I've noticed, Leroy? Today, our numbers both grew and didn't fluctuate, right? So people stayed with us.
Yeah.
To the end of the episode. Crystal says, great job, brother. Brother Leroy. See what happens when you.
Crystal, you a straight fool, lady. You a straight fool.
See what happens when you
Crystal gonna get me my coins, bro. She gonna make sure.
Absolutely. Dwight Robinson said nobody does this.
Yeah.
That's the goal,
bro. Yeah, exactly.
That's the goal. Yep. We want to have the conversations nobody else is having.
Yep.
We want to cut through all the noise.
Yes, sir.
And have some grown men conversations.
Yes, sir.
If you desire to be a guest on the Grown Man Podcast, then go to the Grown Man Podcast at gmail.com. The Grown Man Podcast at gmail.com. Let me make sure I create something for that.
Yeah, man. And it'd be great to have, just to have guests to come on and be able to give their input, but you gotta have a hoodie.
Gotta have a hoodie.
If you don't have a hoodie,
your hoodie,
you ain't.
I'm gonna send you back home.
Don't come up in here naked. We ain't trying to see you naked. Put the hoodie on.
Hey, y'all think I'm the one? Y'all think I'm the one that's crass. It's Leroy. Because before he comes on here, he drinks. Before he comes on here, he drinks.
Bro, why you got to be telling my business, bro? Hey, you just
Before
put my business all out in the street, man.
he come on here, he drinks. Crystal says you got to have the collection at the end of the show. Yes, got to have the collection at the end of the show. Do me a favor, Crystal. That's a very good idea. So let me do it this way. There are a number of ways that you can support. Right? I know Crystal owns her own business. Crystal, I'm gonna ask you to, if you believe in the work that we're doing,
Yeah.
and I believe that you do. If you guys don't believe in the work that we're doing, then don't give toward it. Like I ain't got no problems with that. If this is just entertainment for you, and it's a way to kind of hang out with us every day, thank you. Like if you never give a dime, thank you for hanging out, holding, sharing space with us, making us laugh. But if you know there's more to it than this, right? This is a means to an end. The Grown Man Podcast is not the end. It's a means to an end. And I want you to consider becoming a partner with Remand, our nonprofit, right? Helping us to grow and reach as many men as we possibly can.
Yes, sir.
Understand that contrary to popular opinion, every brother ain't balling.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so we need to no, we do not need a Fendi and Marla show. We don't. No. Let me tell you where that podcast is, though. Down the street. Look.
Oh God.
But we do want to have y'all on, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doors of the Remand Group are now open. There are some things you can't get away from. There has to be an ask, right? There has to be an offer. There has to be an availability of connection. And that's what we want to do today. If you're a brother and you're inside Remand, look for the things that we want to do to help you really address your business, address your family, address your personal life. I went through the hell that I went through, so you wouldn't have to, at least as much. I codified every struggle, every failure, every challenge, and I put it in the system that Leroy will tell you. All you got to do is follow
the recipe.
If you follow the recipe, you'll get monumental results.
Yeah. I told you, coach, my mentor, Dr. Will, he has the Duncan Hines. He called it Duncan Hines theory. He said Duncan Hines has done all the work for you. He said everything you need is inside that box. He said if you want to get what's on the front of that box, them nice brownies, soft brownies, Duncan Hines says we've done all the work for you. You just got to follow what we've instructed you to do. And you'll get exactly what's on the box. Same thing here with Remand. If you do the work and you're willing to sacrifice to do the work, because the work is going to cost you. Absolutely. This work is going to cost you. It ain't going to be easy. We don't do easy around here. As Tina Turner said, we do things rough.
You want it rough.
Yeah, it is not going to be easy. And anybody that tells you that the character arc and the circle, they lying to you. They ain't never seen the character arc in their life. They lying to you.
Yeah. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And as we always say, Leroy and I always tell you the same thing every week, or at least twice a week. We have horrible marketing strategies here.
This has got to be the word. People are like, oh no.
Because all the marketing strategies will tell you that you want to save people time and you want to save them effort. And what we're telling you is it's going to take time and it's going to take effort.
Take effort, time and
Would
effort.
you rather us BS you and just tell you something to get you inside one of the programs of Remand? We've got 4 of them. Or we can tell you the truth so that you will be prepared. One of the great things about, and we're going to sign off in 30 seconds, y'all. One of the great things about going into the Marine Corps is I had a guy that was in the Marine Corps. His name was Baby Lou. Baby Lou was in the Marine Corps before I went in. He told me everything that I was to expect. And guess what? I still wanted to go. So we're not going to lie to you, get you inside Remand. And there's a difference in being inside Remand, the community, and being inside one of our programs. When we say being inside Remand, we're talking about one of the programs, right? That'll help you to deal with your business, your family, and your personal life. Here's what I'm simply saying. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard freaking work. It's hard freaking work. But what I can also promise you is if you step into and lean into that hard work, your life will change. Your family will change. Your business will change forever. I'm going to teach you a system that all you got to do is every single day wake up and face that system, work that system, and for the rest of your life, you good. If you have not got the copy of the Black Man's Bible, the Remand book, get your copy of the Remand book, www.theremandbook.com. Let me put that up for you just so that you see it. There we go. www.theremandbook.com. Leroy, man, it's been a great episode, bro. Good hanging out with you, man. I'm gonna call you a little later. Got some things to share with you. Good things, good news. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Crystal, Keith, Dwight, Lala, all y'all.
Same bat time.
Same bat time, same bat channel. See y'all soon. Peace. Deuces.